This is Griffin with Electric Bike Report here, and today we are bringing you the electric bike company Radical Scooter. Now, the electric bike company is known for making large, powerful cruiser-style e-bikes, and they've tried to bring that same thing to the e-scooter world. Now, this thing is equipped with a very fast 350-watt motor that'll power you up to 20 miles per hour pretty quick. It's also loaded with full suspension, front and rear, and it comes with a fairly wide deck pad. Now, the engineering team at Electric Bike Company clearly put a lot of thought and effort into this design. It's not just an off-the-rack scooter offering. I'm gonna be walking you through everything today, through the spec review and the performance we're gonna do as we put this through its paces on all of our various tests. We'll see you out there. All right, now we're gonna take a look at some of the specs and componentry that you get with the Electric Bike Company Radical Scooter. Now, for a lot of you who are watching this video, you've probably got your first experience on electric scooters with some of the rental scooters that you can find around town that you can just hop on and go. Now, while they're really great and fun, they are kind of very entry level and basic on a lot of componentry, and you're gonna see much more advanced parts here, and that's what you're paying for. So, first, let's take a look at how you can adjust the stem here. With a lot of the scooters that you've probably ridden, they're fixed on the height, and so that's not super comfortable. You can't find a good groove for you depending on your height. So this is an adjustable stem. It goes from 26.5 inches up to 40 inches when fully extended. And the entire thing is made of quality material. This is all marine grade rust-proof material, so you know it's gonna last and it'll give you some durability. Something you'll be able to ride for many years to come without worrying about it falling apart. Powering the Radical Scooter is a 350-watt rear hub motor, and it's supported by a 10 amp-hour battery. Now, all that's gonna lead up to a fun ride. You can expect around 20 miles of ride, and you can get up to a max speed of 20 miles per hour. Further going along with some of the upgraded features here, it's got a very wide deck at 8 inches. That leaves plenty of room for you to get both feet on there while you're riding. On the comfort side, we've got both a front suspension with the spring there, and we've got a rear suspension as well with the spring piston. Further, if you have the moped-style seat, this is a very wide, cushy seat. For those who are familiar with Electric Bike Company, I don't think anyone has ever accused them of having uncomfortable saddles. They really give you very plush material here, and this has a suspension spring post as well. So it all kind of just adds up to being a very comfortable and cushy ride and just a good experience overall. When you're out riding, you can absorb a lot of those bumps with the suspension system on this, and you can ride fairly easily and in control as you're standing on that 8-inch wide deck pad. Now, moving up to the cockpit, on the right-hand side here, we have a four-button display for controlling the 3 different levels of pedal assist, as well as controlling things like your odometer. On the left-hand side is where you can control your lights. It has both a headlight, some tail lights, and it's got this side light right here as well that enhance your overall rider profile to make sure that you can be seen. It's important to note that this headlight is more about being seen than seeing. So if you want to do any night riding, you might want to look at some additional lights, although I was pretty impressed with the light. It also comes equipped with blinkers, so you can have left and right turn signals. Now, the one thing to note about those, they do turn on, but they do not turn off until they are pressed again. So sometimes if you're out riding and you got like some earbuds in or something and you go to signal, just remember to also turn it off when you're done. It also comes equipped with a horn, so you can notify people as you ride past, and it's very easy to hear. Now, the brake system on here, they equipped the Radical Scooter with Star Union hydraulic disc brakes with 140 millimeter rotors. Now, this is really good value, we feel, for a scooter priced around $1,000. Getting hydraulic disc brakes is really great stopping power. That's something that we ask to see on a lot of bikes, and even some bikes don't come stocked with hydraulic brakes. The fact that they're giving this to you on a scooter tells you that you are gonna be able to stop if you need to stop in a hurry, and that is very good to know. And then one of the biggest appeals of this scooter is all this great advanced componentry you can take with you very easily, as it's easy to put into your car as it collapses down and lowers its overall profile. Now, what you can do here is you can take the seat post out, and then you can lower this remaining post, or if you want to remove it entirely, you can do that with just a couple of Allen wrenches. Now, the one thing that we would like to see them change in the future is this bolt right here that you would need to remove to take this post off. You do need the 2 Allen wrenches and you have to work it a little bit. It takes just a few seconds and you just have to have the tools with you. We'd love it if there was some kind of quick release bolt here though, so you could just take this out and take this whole post off in an instant if you wanted to. But if we're getting it into your car, like I said, it collapses down pretty easily and pretty quickly. And then from there, you can roll it with you wherever you're going. All right, so now that we've taken a look at the build of this scooter, let's go put it through its paces by taking it on our remaining tests. Now we're gonna talk handling on the electric bike company Radical Scooter. Now, like we said in the intro, it's a company known for making very comfortable cruiser style e-bikes, and they kind of carried that over into the scooter world because you get a very comfortable scooter here. It comes with all the suspension you could ever hope for. It's got front suspension, rear suspension, and then a suspension seat post right here as well. So when you're riding, it absorbs those bumps really well. If anything, there's a couple of times that it kind of absorbs so much shock that you kind of get a little spring as you hit curbs and kind of pops you up just a little bit. It's nothing dangerous at all, it just kind of catches you by surprise a little bit, and that's something to be aware of. But overall, the handling we like quite well. It's just very comfortable with the wide deck pad, with a little bit wider handlebars than you find on most rental scooters. Overall, it's just a very comfortable and enjoyable experience. Additionally, some more things to note. In the front here, since this is a foldable scooter, it does kind of have a little bit of give in the front when you're going front to back. Not side to side at all, which is good, so when you're turning, you feel comfortable and in control. I took the electric bike company Radical Scooter on our range test and got 19.5 miles on it in the highest level of assist while sticking to our local paved trail system. The scooter delivered on an impressive 14.4 miles per hour while topping out at 21.5 miles per hour on some downhill portions. I didn't feel hindered at all by the 44-pound weight of the scooter while riding, as it flew on the straightaways and performed quite well on hills. The scooter accelerates fast enough, but it's a gradual acceleration, so you never feel as though you're being shot out of a cannon. The suspension system performs great and gives you a smooth riding experience. All in all, the scooter delivers on the expected range and was comfy and enjoyable to ride. All right, so here we have our hill test. As you can see behind me, it is a 12% grade, and we're gonna be entering into it as quickly as we can. What we're gonna be looking to see is we're gonna see if this scooter can make it all the way to the top. Our segment's about 1/3 of a mile long, so we'll see how good it can do. Now we're a little bit curious where it's a rear hub motor on a scooter and it does have that moped seat option available to us. We're gonna try it twice. We're gonna do both seated with our weight being centered mostly over that motor, and then we're also going to take the seat off as we have it here now, and then we're gonna try standing like you would normally on a scooter, seeing if that weight being more forward has any kind of real difference or effect. So let's go see it. Okay, and we're done. So for the test, the scooter comes with 3 different assist mode levels, and we tested it in its highest level. Now, as you can see from the results, we only made it about halfway, which is pretty good actually for a scooter on a hill that is this steep. Again, 12% grade is pretty intense, and it's definitely at its steepest here at the beginning of the hill. So we tested it out with the 2 different tests, both standing up towards the front and riding it moped style with our weight a little bit over the motor. We got the results that were almost the same. We kind of ended towards that same spot where I finally had to put my foot down at the end. But all things considered, that's not too bad for a scooter taking it up on this hill. Now, I'm a little bit of a larger rider at 230 pounds. I also had my cameraman test it. He's lighter than I am, about 210. We both had roughly the same issues, but we feel if you were a lighter rider, 180 pounds or so, you probably could have made it. So no knock at all not making it up this steep hill, but that's the results of our test. Let's move on to the next one. right, you guys. So for this test, this is our 100-yard dash. And what we're gonna do is, since this scooter has 3 different levels of pedal assist, we're gonna be testing it out in each one, eco, mid, and high. We're gonna start 100 yards back at the cones back there, right up to here, and record our time, see how long it takes us to cross the line. Let's get into it. All right, and we've wrapped up the test and we've got our average times. So on the lowest setting, eco mode, we crossed an average of 34.1 seconds across the 100 yards. Top speed, I think, never topped 7.1 miles per hour. So that's kind of a more leisurely, take it in, like taking the scenery around you type of setting. Not built for speed, obviously, with the eco setting. On the mid one, we got an average time of 21.2 seconds with a top miles per hour of 11.6. And then on the highest setting, we crossed at 16.4 seconds on average across our 3 tests in high mode. And on that one, we also got a top miles per hour of 16.9 miles per hour. Now, like we said, it is rated for 20 miles per hour. It just kind of depends on road conditions, the rider's weight, things like that. I know I've seen it top out personally while riding at 18.9, so it can definitely get up to speed. But overall, I kind of like the 3 different levels. You've got good intervals between how fast you're going. And I think that's really nice because you can really take this at your own pace depending on what you're out riding for, if you just want to look at the scenery or if you want to get from A to B pretty quickly. That was a lot of fun. Let's move on to our next test. Okay, you guys, now we're on to the brake test. Now for this test, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try it 5 different times, getting the scooter up to its top speed, and then we're going to apply the brake as soon as I cross the first cone. We're then gonna take the average of those 5 times and take that score and to kind of give you an overall idea of how well these brakes perform. Now again, this scooter is using hydraulic disc brakes for both the front and rear brake, and it's on a 140 millimeter rotor. That's very good stopping power on a scooter, so I'm anticipating it's gonna perform pretty well, but we'll put it through the test and see how it does. Let's get to it. All right, we've got the brake test all wrapped up and we've got our results. So the average of our 5 different times testing the brakes, we got 9 feet 8 inches to come to a complete stop. We entered into the coned area at about 16.5 miles per hour. So being able to come to a complete stop in under 10 feet is actually very impressive. I think Electric Bike Company made the right choice with the brakes that they set up on this. Those 140 millimeter rotor hydraulic disc brakes in both the front and rear really give you a lot of stopping power. If you're out just taking in the sights, kind of cruising around, and then you look back on the path and realize you need to stop in a hurry, these will definitely be able to stop you in a hurry. Again, overall just very impressed, and I think they add great value to what you're paying for this scooter. So let's move on. All right, you guys, bottom line, our overall impressions of the Electric Bike Company Radical scooter, we were pretty impressed. We feel like for the money that you're paying here, you're gonna get a much more upgraded, a much enhanced version of your typical scooter ride that you find on most rental scooters around town. We think that this scooter is best suited for riders who want to go longer. Having that optional moped-style seat there really is nice because if you're going 10, 15 miles or more, sometimes you just want to take a little break from standing, and having that there as an option is so, so nice. I think this is also going to be a very good scooter for larger riders. Having that adjustable stem and a fairly good width on the handlebar for broader shoulders, really nice, as well as the wide deck pad. Makes for good, comfortable riding, even for larger riders. Also, anyone who just wants to have an upgraded experience, if you are one of those people who have taken out a rental scooter, they're usually good and fun, but it really kind of is the minimum accepted amount of power and comfort that you find in scooters, and this is just a more enhanced premium ride. Now, some of the overall pros that we found with this scooter, I think that 350 watt motor is very, very smooth. When you push down on the throttle, you never feel like you're being launched at all. You feel very in control though. It's very smooth and engaging. It's quite powerful, and overall it does pretty good at hitting its top speeds. Additionally, we really like the suspension on here. Combining all of the different elements with the wider deck pad and then just having that suspension, it just makes for such a comfortable ride. Tires absorb a lot of the shock as well, and if you're sitting down and you have that suspension seat post, you're not gonna feel the bumps too much. It's gonna absorb a lot of those for you. And I cannot say enough how great the brakes are on this scooter. Having those hydraulic disc brakes at around $1,000 price point is very good value in our opinion. You'll be able to come to a stop very fast if you need to, so you can feel a little bit safer, feeling like you're less of a crash risk at any given time. With that being said, there are always ways that you could probably improve on what we have here. And some of the things we'd like to see in the future, if we could get a quick release bolt for the seat post on the scooter seat, that would be really great, just to take that off a little bit quicker without needing to have the Allen wrenches with you at all times. Additionally, the turn signals on here, they do not turn themselves off. It would just be kind of nice overall if you can program something in there where they shut themselves off after a few seconds, just in case you forget you have it on. So overall, we feel that the Electric Bike Company's Radical scooter really is bringing a lot of what the company is known for to the scooter world. You're getting a smooth, powerful, very comfortable ride that's guaranteed to encourage you to stay out and go for longer trips on your scooter. That being said, we'll see you out there.
A few moments later.
One more thing, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Let us know what you thought of this scooter down in the comments below. And if you want a more in-depth review for this scooter, click the link in the description below. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you on the next review.